I was in pain this afternoon, perhaps a little bit more than I usually am. So, I doubled my pain medication. As you know, I have cancer. I doubled my pain medication, and the next thing I know, I was asleep. And I had one of the best naps I've had in a long, long time. I don't overlook the little things. Little things like a really comfortable bed, a comfortable pillow. Those are the little things. And another little thing that I don't overlook is the power of belief. I believe that I am here right now because I believe in the medical doctors. I believe in the medicine. I believe in the equipment. And I believe in the combination of all three. Now, it's an interesting thing. A lot of people, as a matter of fact, everybody that I know of and that you know of will get sick. And they'll go to the doctor, they'll go into the hospital, and they will feel better, and they'll come out of the hospital and say, thank God. God had nothing to do with it. It was the doctors, the medical staff, the nurses, the equipment, and the medicine. That is what cured them. And their power of belief. They had more faith in the medical doctors than they had in the laying of the hands. Some time ago, I wrote a book that prayer works, but not in the way that you think. And it's now on Amazon. That particular book is filled with bad spelling and really horrible grammar. But yet, a lot of people get the point. Prayer works because of the belief. Belief. Jesus the Master told the woman that Jesus the Master told the woman that she was cured because of her belief. She believed that he could do it, and he was cured. So, if you get a chance, do read my book, Prayer Works by Dave Clark. It's on Amazon. It's cheap. As a matter of fact, it may even be free right now. Excuse me. I've been eating some cashews. I like cashews. I do. Anyway, I have been very fortunate in that I've known a lot of really great people in my life. And when I say great people, I mean it. Really great people in my life. People who have taught me a lot. I have known some rich people and some very super rich people. And you know what I'll tell you what they all have in common. Would you like to know? If you decided right now that you wanted to be rich, you could be rich in less time than you believe. You know why? Because of your belief system. You believe that you can do it, and you will. Here's a fact, and you can mull on this one. In every single school of thought, in every religion, from the shaman in the deepest, darkest jungle to the most sophisticated church, people, that is the congregants, have all witnessed miracles. Now think about that. In every single religion, people have witnessed miracles. Why? Because of their belief. Their belief. It doesn't matter if they believe in a rock or a tree or a mountain or a stream. The zemes that they believe in is irrelevant. The fact is they believe. So what about rich people? Well, first of all, rich people know that they're going to be rich. And if they come across somebody who don't know that, they're no longer in their circle of friends. They're no longer one of their kindred spirits. Why? Because they don't tolerate negativity very well. That's a fact. Another reason why rich people are rich is because they are determined to be rich. Now that's very important because you've got to give up all your other belief systems and you've got to be determined to be rich. All of these people, by the way, all of these super rich people, they went after their wealth not so much to become rich, but to fulfill a desire to be rich. And that's a fact. The other thing all super rich people have in common is their knowledge. They have this great need to be educated. They're not interested in relearning anything. They have an open mind and they want to learn what they don't know. What they don't know, they want to learn about that. Let's say that you have a camera, okay? And we'll use the camera, the Canon 7D. You paid less than $300 for it. Now, first of all, the only people who did that were people who understood the dynamics of return on investment. Now, let me tell you something. Return on investment. All super rich people understand return on your investment. They do. They don't buy a car for show. They buy a car because it's practical. One of the richest men in the world drove a 1954 Ford for years. He could have bought any car. Why? Because he understands that the car does one thing. It goes from A to B. A to B. And that's what his old Ford truck did. He didn't buy his own airplane until he looked at the return on investment for time. Time. He looked at what his time is worth. And he looked at the cost for an airplane. And the cost for the airplane was way less cheaper than his time. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And there's every single thing in your life has to do with return on your investment. You don't hang around organizations or clubs that do not contain kindred spirits. You don't, because they have no value to you. You understand? And somebody once asked me, well, you have brought this up before, so what is this kindred spirit you're talking about? And I'm saying, well, it has to do with people of like mind. And the other question was, well, you don't have a return on investment in food, do you? And I say, that is probably the most important return on your investment, food. You don't eat food that's not good for you. You don't eat food that does not have a return on the investment. There is a company that I won't name. I could, but I won't. What this company does, it goes into restaurants and they collect the garbage out of grease traps. And then it processes these grease traps, the grease and garbage and trash out of the grease trap. And it made some sort of a baking stuff out of it. And this flour-like material, they make bakery products out of it that people will buy and eat. It has zero nutritional value and a lot of sugar. And there is another thing you need to know. The next time you order a milkshake, chances are the main ingredient of that milkshake, the protein from that milkshake, was probably shipped from Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk, Virginia is, I believe, the #1 port for shipping animal fat. That's right, animal fat. Animal fat is then emulsified, made into a liquid, and then added to such things as milkshake. That's what I believe, and I challenge you to prove me wrong. And yet, people go in and they will drink milkshake because there is milk in it after all, but the protein comes from animal fat and the energy comes from sugar. Do you get what I mean? So, people, the return on their investment, they will almost always look at food first. They will not eat food that does not have anything to do with their health. They just won't do it. Return on your investment. The house that you live in, very rich people will not invest in a house unless there's a return on investment. Everything they do is a return on investment. You understand that? And if you start to think like that, number one. Number two, if you start to believe in yourself. Look, it's the belief that matters. What you believe in is irrelevant. You can believe in a cow, in a stream, in a donkey, in a lizard, in a rock, in a tree. It doesn't matter. So long as your belief is strong enough, you will have results. So, why not use that energy and believe in yourself? So now you know. The two most important things I wanted to take from this is your power of belief and your return on investment. Do not spend money on anything that does not have a return on the investment, or at least have the potential of a return on your investment. So, I had a good nap, I slept well, and now I have some hours to do things, and I'm doing what I love to do. I love to make these little chit-chat because I pretend that I'm talking to one person. I am talking only to you. That's it. Only to you. Thank you so very much. Remember this. Believe in yourself and really calculate your returns on your investments.